Welcome to BMORENEWS.com, the news before the news, where we uncover the truth. I'm here with BMORENEWS.com publisher, Donnie Glover. How are you, Donnie?
Fine, thank you, Bobby Marvin of ViewVoices.com. How are you, sir?
I'm all right. We winding down to the last few weeks of the gubernatorial election. What are your thoughts?
Well, it's still a tight race. I would think if anyone has the upper hand, if anyone has the advantage, it's the incumbent, Governor Martin O'Malley. But certainly, former Governor Robert Ehrlich is going to make some inroads into some places that he really needs to get into. And I would think the east side of Baltimore County would be an important battleground, as senior political journalist Charles Robinson noted on Be More News earlier this week. I would think that Howard County is also going to be a very important battleground.
Okay, moving forward, what are your thoughts on the debates lately? Who do you think been winning?
Well, I think the Channel 13 debate, most people say that Governor Martin O'Malley won, if there's such a thing. And I think the one here in D.C., and we're in the District of Columbia right now, the one with the Washington Post, I think Governor Ehrlich made a better show. I've heard all kinds of analysis on both sides of the spectrum. But again, debates don't vote. What's most important is the get out the vote, or I think maybe whether or not people come out to vote. For some reason, Bobby, I sense a lack of excitement in comparison to the '08 election where the current president, Barack Obama, was elected.
With that election, as you know, it's a national election, the midterm elections for congressmen as well as senators. Do you think the Democrats going to be able to remain in control of the House and the Senate?
I think so. I mean, the president is certainly campaigning very hard across the country, zigzagging from this state to that state, and he's very aware of the challenges that the Democratic Party is facing. So, I have confidence that the Democrats will hold on. But what's interesting is how the president did come here to Maryland, or actually up the road to Maryland, to Bowie, as you and I both covered. And the question is whether or not the presidential visit to Bowie State University, an historically black university, if that was too soon. I know we're hearing a lot of radio commercials on stations that target African Americans. So it's going to be interesting. I think this week coming up, President Clinton is coming to Baltimore. A lot of people are still in love with him, but I'm reminded that under President Clinton, more black people were arrested than by any other presidential administration in history. As a matter of fact, more people were elected, and I'm not sure that Bill Clinton is still the favorite that he has been historically, particularly to the African American community. You think of welfare reform, you think of 3 strikes and you're out. He brought some centrist policies to the United States, so I don't know.
BMORENEWS.com is a longtime advocate for minority business. Do you think that's an issue or concern that's been properly addressed during this gubernatorial election?
Bobby, I'm glad you raised that question. I'm understanding that maybe 0.1% of both Governor O'Malley's and Governor Ehrlich's campaign war chest has been devoted to black media. And considering that both of these gentlemen have been advocates, if you will, for minority business enterprise, for black business, for helping the small guy in the streets from Baltimore to Glen Arden to Bowie, I'm not hearing a lot from black PR firms, from black media, i.e. Be More News, Baltimore Times, Afro, PG Suite, Washington Informer. I'm not hearing a lot as it relates to monies. And you're talking about $10 million on one side, a little less than $10 million on the other side. I'm not hearing a lot about money being spent. So a question to both candidates is, what have you spent with black-owned businesses during this campaign, including people that make signs, people that make placards, hand cards, and everything associated with a political campaign?
All right, Donnie, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching BMORENEWS.com, the news before the news, where we uncover the truth.
Sure.